Well, if you lost money on the New York Knicks yesterday, you can't say I didn't warn you guys. I thought that was going to be the trap game of the four and Saturday's NBA playoff openers and the trap series as well, because a lot of New York Knicks fans actually believed their team had a chance. You bought into that late season resurgence. I think you all thought that Willis Reed and Earl the Pearl were going to be showing up in South Beach yesterday. Well, after that debacle, your dreams and hopes and aspirations and fantasies really certainly were dashed. I mean, Miami came to play yesterday, guys, and the New York Knicks didn't. Then you look at the other series yesterday. Everybody thought, of course, Chicago was going to have a path to the Eastern Conference Finals, to probably have that rematch with the Heat again, which Miami, of course, won last year. Well, that ain't going to happen after Derrick Rose goes out with the torn ACL with a minute 10 left in the game. And I don't care what excuse that Chicago comes up with, Tom Thibodeau, in terms of saying, try and have Derek in there because they wanted to close it out. Oh, really? Because if your team can't protect a 12-point lead, which was 20 points with just a minute to go in that game, and you needed Derrick Rose out there to close it out, you definitely are delusional. And the other thing is, though, it just goes to show you, how many times have you seen NFL coaches and NBA coaches rest players to avoid injuries? NFL coaches do it all the time. They want to go ahead in the fourth preseason game to rest most of their starters because they don't want to risk an injury in a meaningless game. You see NBA coaches do it in the final week of the regular season because they want to have their players fresh for the playoffs. All designed mainly, not only for the freshness approach, but to avoid injuries unnecessarily. But fate doesn't play along with that game. Fate does not go according to schedule. And how many times do you see, despite the best efforts by the coaches and the managers, etc., to hide those players, to rest those players, to try to get them to avoid injuries, you have a fluke injury, such as Derrick Rose's yesterday, occur when the games then count. I mean, you see it every September in the NFL. Guys that rest primarily throughout spring training, I was going to say, during the exhibition games, suddenly devastating injury in weeks 1 or 2 of the NFL season. It happens all the time. Again, fate does not always go according to schedule. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Sunday video report. Listen, in just a moment, I've got a $25 discount, money-saving discount coupon code, which if I say discount again, that'll be 3 times in a single sentence. That'll save you $25 off a single purchase today, plus more free picks. Yesterday, gave you winner on the St. Louis Cardinals, also gave you a winner on the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, I was on the wrong side of the Philadelphia game, but boy, didn't the Sixers almost pull off the backdoor cover in that one? And if you had them in a teaser yesterday, you were a very, very happy fan with the way that game ended, as Philadelphia pulled off the half-point cover in a traditional 2-team teaser. Also told you to avoid the Knicks like the plague, so 46-34 run with the free picks, and free picks on the Grizzly Clippers, Celtics, Hawks, and St. Louis, Milwaukee. Once more, coming up in just a moment. But first, got to talk about Derek Mancini, guys. Red hot. The hottest NBA handicapper right now, it seems, at the site. 40-time NBA winner, number 9 in a row. He has said that his side yesterday, his first-round blowout of the year, would destroy their foe. You got it. He was on the Miami Heat. Guys, today, 40-time NBA winner, number 10 in a row. Celtics, Hawks, and 12 out of 13 overall. 10 straight he's going for. He is undefeated with these plays, 9-0 so far in April, and these are the same plays he finished the college basketball season on an 18-8 run. Bottom line for Derek Mancini, the past 67 days, $10 bettors have won $4,590. These 49 plays, needless to say, are his bread and butter releases. Now, as for me, 17 out of 26 winning days. Yesterday, my best bet, my play on the board, was the Kansas City-Minnesota game, which was postponed. I should say, not suspended. It was postponed because of rain. Well, listen, guys, today the pitching matchups are the same. Bruce Chen against Jason Marquis. So I've re-released the play. Plus, I've got a bonus selection as well, a run line release for Sunday's card. Again, 11-5 with paid baseball picks so far this season, 17 out of 26 winning days. Anthony Red, $10 bettors up $10,252 the past 102 days. Today, a 30-dime trifecta. He has totals on the Nuggets, Lakers, Jazz, Spurs, a side play on the Celtics, Hawks, plus His 40-dime play repeated from Saturday on Kansas City and Minnesota. So at least 130 dimes of action, over 10% of Anthony's bankroll that he's accumulated over the past 3.5 months on the table here today. And hey, FYI, Craig Davis, I talked about how, well, for day after day and week after week, I talked about that incredible run that he had put together from early February up until about 2 weeks ago when he just had a devastating 10-day losing streak. Well, listen, when you win for 2.5 months on a consistent basis like Craig did, even though everybody is subject to winning and losing streaks, just like the players and the teams that they handicap, I say the 10-day losing streak, which I updated you on a daily basis here, is an anomaly. And Craig now is starting to turn it back around. Third straight winning day yesterday. He was all over the Dallas Mavericks last night. And that was a 30-dime play, and he's got number 3 in a row today on the Clippers-Grizzlies contest. Now, let's talk about the bad guys, because if I talk about the good, I've got to talk about the bad. Jeff Benton yesterday was going for his 100-dime winner number 9 out of 11 and 6 out of 7. Wrong side, Philadelphia. Chicago. That's for damn sure on that one. Now, let's get to your money saving discount coupon code before I talk about all the free picks. Listen, guys, use 25 playoff. 25 playoff. There is no S at the end there. It is 25 PLAYOFF. 25 PLAYOFF. 25 playoff. No space between 25 and the word playoff. Enter that when prompted. You'll save $25 off a single purchase today. Let's get to your free picks. And guys, again, probably Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to try to find the charity play of the week. Unfortunately, I could not do it here today for Sunday since some of the handicappers got a late start and I was under the weather and couldn't do this video report first thing in the morning. I didn't want to come out with the play too late so you guys couldn't take advantage of it, so I will look for it here on Monday and Tuesday and get to the charity play of the week. And of course, listen guys, just because the playoffs have started also does not mean that we will stop the $5 play of the week as well. We're going to do that as well this week. So let's get to it now, your free picks. First of all, in baseball, guys, I've been riding the St. Louis Cardinals at home, and they've certainly rewarded me by going 6-2 so far this season during a 14-7 start. Gave you a free winner on the Cardinals yesterday, and I'm going to come right back with them today because of the home-road split between the two pitchers in this one. Garcia for the Cardinals, well, geez, what can I tell you about him? I mean, he has absolutely been a guy you got to ride at Busch Stadium. I mean, he's 2-0 so far at home this season with a so far this season he's 2-0 with a 2.49 earned run average. And just looking at his stats here, giving you the exact numbers, 17-9 at home in his career with a 2.33 earned run average. Compare that to his road outings, where he's got a career record of 12-7 with an ERA of 4.15. His lone home start this season was an 11-1 win against the Cincinnati Reds. I had him that day. 7 innings of work, 7 hits, and 1 run allowed. I mean, he went 9-4 in 15 home starts last year with a 2.55 earned run average, and 2 years ago at Busch Stadium, his ERA was a minuscule 1.74. Now, let's look at the numbers of Zach Greinke, okay? He comes into this contest having 1 road start. I mean, he was bludgeoned by the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field, 3 2/3 innings, 9 hits allowed, 8 runs allowed. This year in 3 home starts, however, he's 2-0 with a 1.80 earned run average. Last year on the road, 5-6 with a 4.70 earned run average. At home, Greinke last year at Miller Park, 11-0 with a 3.13 ERA. So you can see what I'm talking about with the home road splits. That, and you factor in that the Cardinals simply are hitting the ball once more. They had lost coming into this weekend 4 out of 6 games. And in that 6-game stretch, they had scored just 16 runs. Well, now suddenly, they're pounding the ball. They've won 3 straight. They put 25 runs on the board in those 3 straight wins. They've won 6 of their last 7 at home. At home this season in 8 games, they're averaging 7 runs a game at Busch Stadium. Albert who? For the Cardinals. Meanwhile, the Brewers have lost 3 straight overall. They've lost 6 straight on the road. They're 1-4 in the season series. In fact, they're 4-14 in the last 18 in the series. Thus, my play on the Cardinals. Now, don't you just love when the phone rings when you're in the middle of doing a report start. So hold it. We got to end that call since we're doing the video and turn off that phone because it annoys me. So let's continue here. It's only done on live videos, guys. It's like live TV. Let's talk about your NBA playoff series. Can you take any of these series today? Well, you ain't taking the Spurs minus 2,000, are you, guys? The other series, listen, they're all, if you're in, I like the favorites pretty much in all of them. I mean, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Grizzlies. You want to lay 2-1? Go ahead. I have no interest in it. That's the bottom line. I will, however, break down the individual games for you here. Listen, Boston, Atlanta. The Celtics did not play well on the road this year, okay? But they have the difference maker in terms of the key player on the court here, and that's Rajon Rondo, who's just had a phenomenal season. It's hard to believe this is a guy they thought of dumping early in the NBA season, and then again at the All-Star break. Thank God they kept him. This is the guy that you want to build your team around, and the Atlanta Hawks are not going to be able to stop him. Hawks also, I think, are going to have a problem, minus Horford, who still remains out, and his backup at center spot with Kevin Garnett, who has had just a renaissance campaign, much like he did 2 years ago in the postseason. So I like the Celtics here. I don't care whether or not Ray Allen is going to be playing today. He hasn't been playing much anyway in the second half of the season, and Bradley has stepped in and done a wonderful job at the shooting guard spot. Again, I like the Celtics to reclaim the home court advantage. Listen, they weren't even that concerned going down the stretch drive of the regular season whether or not they earned this home court advantage in the first round. Their theory is, as a bunch of veterans and with Doc Rivers at the helm, is they got to win on the road anyway. So what's the difference? I say they win today, getting the 1.5, and reclaim the home court advantage. Now, Memphis and the LA Clippers. Clippers have had a wonderful season, but the Clippers are much like the Grizzlies were last year. A young team, inexperienced in the postseason. Okay? Now, Memphis last year, remember the first round, pulled that shocking upset of San Antonio. And consider this, okay, the Spurs did have Zach Randolph in the starting lineup playing like a monster last year against the Spurs, but they were minus Rudy Gay, who has had a wonderful season this year for the Grizzlies. Well, the biggest concern I have with Memphis today as a 5.5-point home chalk is that they're going to reinsert Zach Randolph in the starting lineup. Till the last game of the season, he has been primarily coming off the bench since rebounding, no pun intended, since he's such a strong guy on the boards, from that early season knee surgery. I like him with the second unit, but hey, look, I'm not coaching the Grizzlies. Either way, listen, Memphis has won 11 straight at home, 26-7 at the FedEx Forum this season. The key in this contest, well, the home team has won all 3 previous meetings this season. The Clippers taking 2 in LA, Memphis at home. The key, however, is controlling the tempo, which means you've got to control Chris Paul. Chris Paul's not at 100% because of a strained groin. He did not practice Friday. Limited practice, however, on Saturday. Expected to be in the lineup today. But listen, Chris Paul's going to have his hands full dealing with Tony Allen and Mike Conley. They have played exceptionally well in the Memphis backcourt this season. Also, Memphis has much better depth and is a better rebounding team. Yes, a better rebounding team with Gasol and Randolph going up against Jordan and Blake Griffin. So I will go with Memphis minus the 5.5 points in that game, along with the Celtics to win outright in Atlanta and the St. Louis Cardinals as your 3 free picks for Sunday. Good luck, guys, and I'll catch you again on Monday.